Yes, I'm at work. Alright. I make stupid decisions while I'm at work. So, this is probably going to be on the Cold Front Productions channel. Little update. The trailer ceiling was collapsed. I'll probably put a video up. For you to see. Yeah, I didn't film much on it because, like, it felt weird to me to do it like that. So we'll see if this works. I am very advocate on going off grid. Right now, it's really expensive. Okay, I think the quote I got for the house I have right now, 50 grand. Nah, we're gonna try to see how cheap we can be in doing it. So in this episode, I bought a $100 solar generator setup. We're gonna see what it can do. Okay, I'll put a picture of the order and the, product. Probably the product because I don't want to accidentally leak my address. But $100, it's a no name that I know at least. But yeah, we'll do that in this episode. We'll see what we can do with $100 of solar equipment. Okay, so I got the package yesterday. I've been too eager to open this. I know it's gonna be horrible. It's 165 watt hours, 100 watt AC output, 110 volts, and a 30 watt solar panel, which probably means I'll be getting 10 watts out of the solar power panel at best. Yeah. But it was $100, so I can't really ask for much. I think the next video will be the DIY version, which won't always be the case when I'm doing these. Like when I go up to like the 250, 500, the 1,000, it might not be in that way where I do the pre-made one and then the DIY. We'll see how it goes though. We'll see how it goes. Maybe I'll do it that way. But I'm guessing this is the solar panel. I don't know what's in this box, but this is the actual solar generator part of it, the battery pack. Okay, let's see here. So it looks like we got, looking here, 2 DC 12 volt barrel jacks as an output. You got USB Type C, USB A. Why there's USB 3? Maybe it's got a higher power delivery. It doesn't look like USB 3. It doesn't look like it. It's the same amount of pins. Okay. It's got a flashlight on the back. You guys saw that. You got I think this is the input. Yeah, DC input right here. So, it looks like it's dead currently. Oh, no. It's got a 3/4 of charge. It doesn't say percentage. It just says, the basic one. DC, USB-C, and AC. You can turn on AC somehow. I'll figure that out. But it probably has to charge first. So why don't we get the solar panel out and try and charge this. Now, you could probably get a different system for around the same price. It could be better, could be worse. I do not know. This was an all-in-one kit for $100, $106 after taxes. But we don't count taxes. Those are not real. Okay, it says it has a 21% conversion efficiency, so we'll see. I do not believe it. Oh, it's one of these fold-out ones. Look at that. I must be a great unboxer because I completely forgot an entire box. It's nothing that important. It looks like, oh, barrel jack to cigarette lighter port. That's actually kind of cool. I like that. Why they didn't just put it in there? Probably would have been better than a barrel jack. Got your AC charging. Well, AC to DC. It goes to 19 volts. There you go. And then carabiner clips, because apparently this can go on your backpack. Very weird. I wouldn't trust that, no. So I'm gonna get this set up and then we'll plug it in. All right, currently outside in the backyard. This thing looks a lot smaller in the light. Same with the solar panel here. So let's first plug in the solar. Ugh. So we don't have to plug it in after. It's always best to plug in your solar first. We'll put it like that so we can see it. Undo the solar panel here. Make sure it's nicely in the sun. Oh my god, you literally can't see that. It shows that it's charging though. Okay. So how do you turn the AC on? Oh, it's on. Okay. So it's DC all the time, AC when you want, like most. You know, this isn't too bad. I don't think this works, but besides the point, it's charging. Look at that. Alrighty, since I don't have the tools to really check the solar input, and it doesn't tell me how much is coming in, we're going to the next thing is, what will this run? So, we'll start small. We'll start small. Obviously, it should be able to charge a phone. If it can't, this thing's absolute e-waste. But, yep. All right. Let me go find a charger. So we got a USB Type-C charger here. So it's gonna be a little faster, right? No. You're kidding, right? There it goes. There it goes. Okay. Okay. You just gotta press the power button and it starts charging. Okay. Not too bad. Let's see what else it can do. I did notice about the USB-C charging. It was not fast charging. So it wasn't outputting the necessary wattage to be considered fast charging. So we're going through the house to a box fan. Let's see if this will be able to power just a box fan. Now I know, I'm jumping straight from DC to AC within one go, but this thing should be able to power this. This is a 100-watt output. And this, let's see here. It would say it down here. 0.5 amps. Yeah, that's nothing. 120 volts at 0.5 amps will be 60 watts. This is a 60-watt fan. So this little guy here should be able to power it. So let's turn it on. Hold the AC button to turn the AC on. AC out is now on. So let's see. Hey, it's running. I am unsure if this has, a breaker built in to cut power if it gets overwatted. But at least in this state with this fan, I could run 2 of them because it has 130 watt max output, 100 watt continuous though, so maybe not 2, but maybe I'll use this to run the fan at night because it's cheaper than running. But box fans, again, 60 watts is not a lot. So let's go try to find something that deals with a lot more wattage. Alright, so currently I have my espresso machine hooked up to this. It's not on yet. I do not believe my messy ass kitchen. Hold on. I do not believe this will power this. This says it's rated at 850 watts. This is 130 max. So, very high chance this will either make this stop outputting or break it. So, guess we'll see. It immediately shut off the AC. Without hesitation, it turned off the AC because it pulled too many watts. So this thing does shut off the AC the second that it overwatts, which is good. That's what you want in a cheap unit like this. Alright, some might just allow it and might break the inverter inside. So I also still want some coffee, so I'm making some coffee. So it can't power a coffee maker. That's normal. A lot of them can't until you get into like the $1,000 price range. What I think it can power is this TV. So let's see if this will power the TV. AC is on. I can hear the inverter running on it. So sometimes my TV turns on by itself. Sometimes it doesn't. Let's see. So far, so good. We got a logo. Look at that.
Evil possession. Everything he knows about every evil thing is in here. I think he wants us to
working just fine.
Saving people.
That is pretty good. So that means this is under the 100 watt limit. Best way to know if your system is compatible is you take the voltage in some areas, some parts of the world, 240, which is most of the world, or in the United States, Canada, I believe, Australia? I could be wrong. 120 volts. So you take your voltage and you times it by the amp. So if it's, let's say, 1 amp at 120 volts, that is going to be 120 watts. To get that same wattage in 240 volts, it's going to be 0.5 amps. So that's how I was able to figure out what the box fan was, because I saw the voltage, I saw the amperage, I did the math of multiplying them. It comes out to 60 watts. So that's how you can know if these are going to power what you want to plug in. Now we're still going to run through, see what other stuff this can power, because I just want to push this thing to its limits. But that's how you convert stuff into wattage if they don't rate the wattage on the unit itself, like the device, to find out if this is right for what you're trying to power. One other thing you want to keep in mind with these, especially ones that have AC outlets, which most do that aren't homemade, there's always going to be conversion losses. Solar panels output DC voltage. Batteries are DC voltage, but these are AC voltage. So the conversion from DC to AC, you're going to have losses. So when you turn on the AC unit, you will always hear a humming, and it will not stay the same voltage, the battery percentage. Even if something's not plugged in, you're still going to lose battery percentage. So it is best to use these with DC appliances for the most efficient, which is why I kind of like this here. You want to, maybe not with this guy might not be able to, but run a DC fridge off of one of these guys. That is probably your best bet if you want high efficiency, stuff like that. Run DC voltage. I wish my house was all DC voltage. We're going to change that eventually. But until then, just remember that. So, why is something that's almost 1 amp able to run on this at 240 volt? 120 volts or 110 is what this says it is. We'll check that in a little bit. We'll see if it is truly 110, which would be weird. Most stuff is 120, 240. But 220 at 0.7 amps is 84 watts. So what is the limit amperage wise? Well, we could probably find that out. We take 100, divide by 120, 0.83 amps is the limit you can pull from either or both of these outlets. I believe it's both. We'll try that, actually. We'll see if it's both. I will have to find some stuff that's about 100 watts each, plug them into each, and see. This one apparently has a grounding as well. I'll see if I have any way to test that. Probably not. But that's how you'll know. You take the max wattage that these can pull, divide it by the voltage. That'll give you your max amperage you can run. So in this case, 0.83 amps. Alright, so here's one thing I want to try fast charging. This is the fast charge brick, fast charge capable cable, but it is 120 volt, 0.7 amps, which means it's getting pretty close to the limit of this guy. So I want to see if it will shut off if I try to fast charge my phone, which would be a real thing. I want to use this thing probably for charging stuff. It doesn't output a lot. It doesn't hold a lot. So, like, max bore, 100 watts, it'll run for about an hour and a half. Way you do that, you take your wattage, you look at the watt hours, and you divide the watt hours by the wattage of your device, and that will give you an estimate of how long this will last. It'll be a bit less with AC. It'll be a tiny bit less with DC, but it is a good understanding of knowing how long these cheap batteries will last, because they don't tell you like some of the nicer models do. But enough yapping. Let's plug the phone in. I'll set it down like this so you can kind of see. Turn on the unit. Turn on the AC. AC is on. It is fast charging now. So it is able to do this. I finally found my multimeter. So we are going to set it to AC voltage. I believe in that range. Okay, hi Sophia. Can you... Had to make an appearance, didn't you? Move you for now. Alright, so I will say this to begin with. Do not do this at home unless you know what you're doing. We've got the fast charge brick right here. Not fully inserted. So enough where I can get these needles into the metal bars. So you can see it is reading about 115 volts, which is closer to 120 than what this had stated. So I just turned the AC off so I can unplug it. I could have unplugged it normally, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. But this thing does about 115 volts. So keep that in mind if you've got like something that's like voltage sensitive. Always make sure that it is a pure sine wave. Some electronics do not like the artificial switching that some of these do to artificially make AC voltage. This thing has been exceeding my expectations for $100. I won't lie. Besides maybe the capacity, I think I can make a better one. Maybe not with AC inverter, so we'd have to see. But I want to see if this thing can power a fridge. Give this little guy the best chance. We aren't going to use a normal fridge. This is kind of the same, but smaller. It's like a little mini fridge, you know, that runs normal AC stuff. Now, this fridge is 115 volt, and its rated amperage is 1.32. So above what this can do, but not by much. So I'm wondering if it will run. No. It went on for a second, turned off. I think I'm out of stuff that this could theoretically run. And I'm out of being all nerdy and stuff for today. So if there's anything else you guys find that you want me to test, any other battery systems you want me to test, let me know. Currently, I am working my way up to a $6,000 solar setup. So you can figure out which price point is the one for you. So this was $100 for about an hour and a half max runtime, well, minimum runtime, with mainly DC, but also AC on here. You get a 30-watt solar panel as well. So for $100, that's what you get pre-made. But let's find out what we can do in the next video with DIY. See you guys then. One more thing before I go. Every single price point, I am going to be dailying for a month. Not like on its own, but where it's most useful for. So this one, probably for charging phones, laptops. Not my laptop, it can't do that. But you get what I'm saying. These little things. But in some way or another, they will be used every day for a month, and then I will give my 1 month review of each of them. So today, I believe, is August 26th. So September 26th, I will have a 1 month review on this whole thing. Alrighty. See ya. So I'm just finishing up editing the video. If you guys did enjoy, feel free to hit that like button and subscribe. It's free. In the description, there will be a link not only to the product, but also to all my socials, Instagram, Twitch, you know. There will also be a link to Patreon if you want updates, videos before they come out. There is a free version as well, so you'll get less updates, but you'll still get updates. Paid members do get more. There's a minimum subscription of $1. Anything helps if you feel free to do that. Otherwise, you guys have a great day. I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye. Yeah, I know I put a lot of work into it, but it's all gone now. It's not fair, but what can you do? Gotta move on. Gotta live your life still. Hey, yeah, no, I'm not gonna be able to come into work today. My ceiling collapsed.